Welcome to Quotable Wisdom. In this video, we will be discussing 10 psychological facts about a man's brain. We'll explore what makes men tick and why they think, feel, and behave the way that they do. I hope you find this information interesting and informative. So let's get into it. Number 1. Men think about sex every 7 seconds. A man's thoughts often turn to sex because it is a basic human need that is programmed into their DNA. Sex is a way to relieve tension and stress, feel close to their partner, and it's enjoyable for its own sake. Though sex is not the only thing on a man's mind, it is often one of the first things that they think about. Number 2. Men are more likely to be colorblind than women. According to recent studies, men are far more likely to be colorblind than women. In fact, the ratio is about 4 to 1. There are a number of reasons for this discrepancy. First, it is believed that the gene for colorblindness is located on the X chromosome. Since men only have one X chromosome, they are more likely to be affected by any mutation. Second, colorblindness is a recessive trait, which means that both parents must carry the gene in order for it to be expressed. Since women have 2 X chromosomes, they are more likely to have at least one normal copy of the gene. Finally, the majority of colorblindness cases are caused by a genetic mutation that is more common in males. These studies help to explain why men are more likely to be colorblind than women. However, it is important to remember that this condition is still relatively rare, affecting only about 1 in 12 men and 1 in 200 women. Number 3. Men are more likely to be left-handed than women. According to a study by the University of Utah, approximately 10% of men are left-handed, while only 6% of women are. This suggests that men are more likely to be left-handed than women. There are a few theories as to why this might be the case. One theory is that it is simply a matter of genetics. Studies have shown that handedness is determined by a number of different genes, and it is possible that men are simply more likely to inherit the gene for being left-handed. Another theory is testosterone, the male sex hormone. Studies have shown that it plays a role in handedness. According to recent research, exposure to high levels of testosterone in the womb can increase the chances of a child being born left-handed. Whatever the reason, the fact remains that men are more likely to be left-handed than women. Number 4. Men are more likely to be affected by autism. According to a new study, men are more likely to be affected by autism than women. The study, which was conducted by the University of Cambridge, found that the disorder is more common in men. It's estimated that 1 in 59 children in the U.S. have autism spectrum disorder, or ASD, and recent studies show that boys are 4 times more likely to be diagnosed with ASD than girls. While the exact cause of ASD is unknown, there are a number of possible risk factors, including genetic predisposition and exposure to certain environmental pollutants. What's more, ASD is often accompanied by other developmental disorders, such as attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, also known as ADHD, as well as obsessive compulsive disorder, or OCD. There has been an abundance of research developed in dealing with ASD. If you or someone you know is suspected to suffer from ASD, begin the process by addressing your concerns with a medical professional. Number 5. Men are more likely to be deaf. Did you hear what I said? That's right, men are more likely to be deaf. According to the National Institute on Deafness and Other Communication Disorders, men are more likely to be deaf than women. This is because men are more likely to work in noisy environments and engage in risky behavior that can lead to hearing loss. If you're a man and you're experiencing hearing loss, it's important to seek treatment. There are a number of effective treatments available. Number 6. Men react differently to displayed anger. So what do we mean by that? Well, according to recent studies, men are more likely to be influenced by other men who display anger, while the opposite is true for women. The study, conducted by researchers at the University of Arizona, looked at how men and women react to displays of anger. The researchers found that when men express anger, they are seen as more influential and more likely to be respected by their peers. On the other hand, when women express anger, they are seen as less influential and less likely to be respected. So what's going on here? The researchers believe that it has to do with the way that we interpret anger in others. When we see a man who is angry, we interpret it as passion or conviction. But when we see a woman who is angry, we interpret it as being just out of control. Society still has a long way to go. Number 7. Men are more likely to suffer from alcoholism. The study conducted by the National Institute on Alcohol Abuse and Alcoholism found that 9.6% of men are affected by alcoholism, while only 4.2% of women are. What's more, the study found that men are more likely to develop alcoholism at a younger age than women. So why are men more prone to alcoholism? The researchers suggest that there are a number of possible explanations. For one, men are more likely to take risks, including drinking in excess. Additionally, men may be more likely to suffer from stress and anxiety, which can lead to drinking. Number 8. Men's brains are wired to make impulsive decisions. While it's no secret that men and women often think differently when it comes to making decisions, studies have shown that males change their mind up to 3 times as often as women do, and they are also more likely to make impulsive decisions. So why is this? Well, there are a few theories. One is that it's simply due to biology. Men's brains are wired differently than women's brains, and the difference can lead to different decision-making styles. Another theory is that society expects men to be more decisive than women. This pressure can lead men to make decisions without fully thinking them through, or to change their mind frequently in an attempt to appear more decisive. Whatever the reason, if you're a man who often finds yourself changing your mind or making impulse decisions, well, you're not alone. And while it may not be easy to change the way that you make decisions, it is possible to learn to slow down and think things through more carefully. Number 9. Men tend to be more concerned with fixing problems. When it comes to fixing a problem, men tend to be more focused on getting the job done than on emotion. This is because men are wired to be problem solvers. It's in their nature to want to fix things. Women, on the other hand, are more likely to take a problem and try to figure out how to deal with it. This is because women are more emotional creatures. They tend to feel things more deeply than men do. This difference can be seen in the way that men and women approach problem solving. Women are more likely to take a holistic approach, looking at the problem from all angles and considering all possible solutions. Men, on the other hand, are more likely to take a more direct approach, focus on the problem at hand, and look for the quickest and most effective solution. This can be seen as a strength, as they are able to find solutions to problems. However, it can also be seen as a weakness, as they can come across as unsympathetic or uninterested. This tendency to want to fix things can make males seem impatient. For example, when a woman is talking about her problems, a man may feel the urge to offer advice, even if he wasn't asked. Number 10. Men are more likely to be victims of crimes. According to the Bureau of Justice Statistics, men are more likely to be victims of violent crimes in 2016 than women. In fact, men are nearly twice as likely to be victims of violent crimes as women. That's an alarming statistic. One reason is that men are more likely to be involved in risky behavior than women. Statistically, men are more likely to drink alcohol to excess and to use drugs. They're also more likely to engage in risky activities like driving without a seatbelt or not wearing proper safety equipment. Another reason is that they are more likely to be in situations where they're alone. For example, men are more likely to work in jobs that require them to work late at night or in isolated areas. They're also more likely to be out and about in their neighborhood late at night. Well, there you have it. Understanding these facts can help to improve communication and navigate situations with a better understanding. If you have stuck around this long, you've already helped this channel out so much. So thank you. And if you found this video helpful, please consider leaving a comment and hit the subscribe button and bell icon so that you don't miss our next video. We'll see you next time for some more quotable wisdom.